Hey guys, Andrew here, and in the last video we took a look at breaking down public versus private IP address and the different classful ranges of IP addresses, all right? And I just want to go a little bit deeper into IPv4 classful, also known as legacy addressing systems, all right? And each of our ranges has some certain properties that's associated with them. And as you start to look at this, it gives us more of a reason why we don't use this classful, this older system anymore. All right. So in the past, if you wanted to have a network, all right, and you had 3 different sizes to choose from, that's it. All right. You would have a Class A range, so you could have some 16 million plus hosts per network, and you could have up to a maximum in the entire IPv4 system, 128 networks. Okay. Or we could have a system somewhere in the middle of the road here with B. We could have 65,000 hosts per network and a maximum of 16,384 networks total. All right. And then we looked at this and we said, all right, well, if we want a really small network, just a few computers, right? Back in the day, we didn't have much, there wasn't many computers to speak of. So we may have seen more of these. We can have up to 254 hosts, and we can have up to roughly a little over 2 million networks. All right. That's it. All right, this is what was available for people. Keep in mind that Class D was multicasting and Class E is experimental. All right, so we couldn't really use any of these systems. All right, sorry, couldn't use any of those other ones. We can use these. All right, and if you wanted something, so you know, say you wanted a network that was, I don't know, 1,000 hosts, you would either have to create 3 separate Class C networks or 1 Class B network, right? What a waste, right? I just want 1,000 hosts and you gotta have 65,000. I'm sorry, that's all you get to work with, all right? You can really start to see the limitations of this system. There's not much flexibility. So, I mean, we're not going to use classful addressing. We will make reference to classful addressing, and we'll build into a new system known as classless addressing, where we start to break the rules on these older rules here. So we don't really follow the Class A guidelines, B and C, but we are still going to use the different ranges. All right. So where we had a range here of 1 to 126. 191, or sorry, 128, my bad, 128 to 191, and then 192 to 223. We're still going to make reference to these different ranges inside of our addressing schemes as A class, B class, and C class, but these rigid guidelines that say you have to use 16 million, you have to use 65, you have to use 254, right? Those rigid guidelines are going to go away. But there is something I did put in here, and I haven't outlined yet, but that is the subnet mask, all right? And we haven't really talked about this much, but you've probably seen this pop up in addresses before, where, for example, if I had an address 192, 168, 1.10, all right? We start to look at this address, and we don't really know where it begins, where the address is. We can tell that's a Class C address, but that's about it. All right, how big is this network? How small is this network? Based on the old system, we would know that this network would have 254 hosts. All right, but remember, the old system is very outdated and it doesn't support flexible ranges and doesn't allow us to make our networks either bigger or smaller based on our needs. Okay, so we're going to start to look at this subnet mask as a means of defining the range of our address and where our network ends and where it begins and how many hosts are available to us on our networks. All right, and as we manipulate and change our subnet masks, we're going to be able to manipulate and change our networks. All right, so in the next video, we're going to take a little deeper look into what exactly is the subnet mask and how does it define our network.